Hey guys, welcome to Clockwork and Noodles. It's that time of the season where I'm going to break down spring 2023. Can you believe that we're already at the end of the season? It's been a fantastic season, but I will not be discussing the current season in this video. That is all going to be left to next week's video. That is the wrap up. That is not going to be airing until every single episode has finished because it's fair. My top 3 is really close, so I don't really want to jump too early because I think anything could really happen and I'm waiting on final closure. We're going to go through what's coming up your way. How does this video work? Well, I'm going to start with what's continuing or returning. I will be breaking down the video essentially into 2 halves. Stuff that I'm watching in my personal time, always tends to be around the 20 mark. And then I'll be breaking down what's coming to the channel. I will be breaking down 4 animes this season. Does mean I am 1 show up, so my workload is a little bit higher. But hello, welcome to Clockwork and Noodles. If you have found me for the first time, I break down anime on a weekly basis. Hi and welcome. And if you are returning, hello and welcome. The channel is doing quite well. Winter was a very good season for us. The view times were up, which is fantastic for us. We gained some more noodlings. The noodle bowl is starting to look a little bit more healthy. Make sure you guys are subscribed to not miss out on next week's video. And of course, the whole season coming ahead of us. I'm going to start at the top. These are my personal watches. There's only 3 on here because other ones are elsewhere. These are the 3 shows that are returning to us, the anime crowd community. I will give you a little breakdown of most of the shows coming your way. I'll give you the release date. When it comes to release date, I am technically going off the live chart. First thing coming back, wasn't expecting it to come back so soon, is Ranking of Kings. This is technically an OVA, 13th on a Thursday of April. This is the treasure chest of courage. It is just an OVA, so I don't know how long it's going to be. I definitely had it in the top 3. It made the midways. I did like Ranking of Kings, however, I wasn't keen on how it ended. I may go and have a little peek, check out what Bocce's up to. Can't wait, it'll be fun. It's that unique art style that generally divides people. It's always an animation style which divides the crowd, those people who just don't like it or people who are willing to give it a chance. I cried during one of those episodes because it was really touching, heartbreaking. The story is really good. The next one coming back to us is one that cut short. I think I gave it an honourable mention on the show. It is Birdie Wing, Golf Girls Story, season 2. End of season 1 just cut. It wasn't a cliffhanger, it was just a that's it, done. For some reason, they have decided to bring it back to us. It's coming back on April the 7th, a Friday. If these 2 girls don't get together by the end of it, you are doing them a huge disservice because they clearly like each other. We're going to have to see if they realise. If we can realise that they like each other more than they like the love of golf. I'm not a fan of golf. I think it's a boring sport to watch. It's a boring spectator sport, I think. The anime version of golf is really interesting. Plus, you've got Blue Bullet. Rainbow Bullet has been screamed over and over again. That is literally all I can really remember. I don't even remember what the girl's name is. That's literally how much I remember the show. I don't remember the girls' names. Second season is coming out. Hopefully they can actually give it a finish and not just cut it this time round. The last one that I'm going to be watching personally in my own time, of course, is the most hyped ones. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is coming back for its 3rd season. It comes back on Sunday the 9th. All of this is April apart from 1. I'm hyped. I love Demon Slayer. I have been told that Zenitsu and Inosuke are not going to be part of season 3. It's not really their arc. Excited though because I do love the art style. I started watching it, nobody else was watching it, and it was a meh show until I think the episode against Rui hits, and then everyone went nuts and it blew up into the huge phenomena that it is today. I'm just proud to say that I was watching it before it blew up. I'm a hipster. That hipster saying I liked it before it was cool. I did. I think I picked it up because it was historical. If you guys know me, I love my historical animes. Demon Slayer, can't wait for the 3rd season. We've got 2 new Hishiras to hone in on. If it's anything like what we've got so far, we've had 2 mainly on the screen. One's lost their hand, the other one's dead. It's not going to bode well for one of these guys. I'm expecting, at least with those stats, one of them to die. Can't wait. We'll definitely be watching this one. Next up, we're going to break down all of the new original animes coming our way. What is new to the anime community? As always, I will tell you what's been hyped up, give you all of the blurbs. We're going to start with something that I've seen the manga of quite a bit because I've been recently looking for some manga. This show's manga was everywhere. Mashal. Mashal comes out on the 7th, which is a Friday. I have been told Harry Potter meets WWE. It does have a bit of a One Punch type vibe going on. This is a world where magic is commonplace. Everybody uses magic. Everyone's got that ability. However, we meet a character called Mashal. Mashal can't use magic. He's a bit like Deku in the sense that he just doesn't have that quirk. He can't use magic. However, the one thing that Mashal can do, he can break things real good. He's a muscle man. He is able to just be super, super strong. Eventually, some people come out and try and kill him. Ends up being enrolled into the big magical school, yet he has no magic. It's all about how muscles can cope against magic. I guess this is the magic versus brawn type argument. Which one's going to really fare out? I am told this is a very hype anime. This is going to be one to definitely watch. It looks really pretty. I like the style. I definitely get a One Punch Man, Deku, Mob Psycho feel from the anime itself, so I think it's going to do really, really well. Next up is a very big hyped anime. This comes out on the 1st of April, which is a Saturday, Hell's Paradise. This is big. This one I think a lot of people are really looking forward to because it comes from the same students, the same line as Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, because I believe they are all the students of a great anime maker. I don't remember who he is. What is Hell's Paradise? And yes, it is being handled by Mappa, so it's gonna look good. You know it's gonna look amazing. I'm told it's action-packed and it's dark as well. It's set in the Edo period, so slightly different from Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, which seem to be set slightly modern. Chainsaw Man is guaranteed to be 80s, 90s because of certain cars. Someone went through it and picked out that it wasn't as modern as you think it is. Hell's Paradise is set just before Edo period rolls in, a historical anime. We have a death row convict. He is told that if you can go and bring back the elixir of life from this magical island, you will be released. You'll be acquitted, you can live and go back to your wife. He ends up having to team up. They end up on the island where they see other convicts. It's going to be death battle royale type style of who can find the elixir first, who's going to make it back alive. But what I do know is by the artwork, looking by who's handling it and all the voice talent coming our way, it's going to be big. Those are some of the shows that I think are going to be on the top 10s. Next door to things like Demon Slayer and stuff, these are going to be the shows that we're going to be hearing repeated over and over again. The attack on romance. This season is full of romance animes. There are romance animes coming out of my ears. Now, I love romance. However, I am very picky about my romance. So I've got 6 on my personal list. I can guarantee it's not going to end up that way. I think I'm definitely going to like some more than others. Let's start with A Galaxy Next Door, which is airing on the 8th of Saturday. We have a dead dad scenario where a brother has 2 very young siblings. In his spare time, he draws manga, but he can't get published. It's actually very hard to get manga published. Assistants who end up quitting on him, and he looks like he's at dead end. He looks like he's got to give it all up until the next assistant walks through his door and declares that she is going to marry him. Thus, the scenario is going to ensue. I don't know if it's going to be funny, comic, slightly comic, and maybe a heartwarming tale. Let's keep an eye on this one. It will be interesting to see how that develops and what has led this person to randomly declare her love for him. The next show is also a romance. It is My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999 or Loving Yamada-kun at level 999. There seems to be 2 different titles for this show. Again, on the 1st, on a Saturday, there's a lot of animes coming out on Saturday. It was going to be a stacked day. A girl ends up getting dumped. Her and her boyfriend, before she was dumped, they played this game online. That was their thing. She starts to realize that I might have to quit this game because I'm not with the guy anymore. It's going to be painful. But as she's deciding that I'm going to end up leaving the game, she ends up meeting Yamada in the game. He is known as a legendary player within the game. Hopefully not a player in real life because that has a different whole meaning to it. They end up hanging out in game and she starts to fall for him. However, he is gamer. Gamer. I'm focused on the game. All I care and live for is the game. All going to be an anime about whether she can end up conquering his heart in real life. I think this will be interesting. I like the gaming setting. I've had a few romances I've watched in the past which have had a gaming setting in it. Love is Hard for Otaku was the best one, if I can remember. That was a really nice anime. I like that. I'd like a season 2 for that. The next one is, of course, a romance. It's The Dangers of the Heart. This is the first Saturday again. This one I think is going to be very interesting depending on how they handle it. The boy is obsessed with murder, macabre, all things like that. Our psychopath, MC, he ends up daydreaming and fantasizing of reenacting some of these on classmates. Psychopath. Then he meets the class idol. So it's the antisocial boy who ends up meeting the popular girl. Both of them having a secret that they're withholding from the other person. Maybe she's also psychopath, into that kind of stuff. Essential premise. This could go either way. They could really lean into the psychopath thing, make it quite edgy. I don't think it's an edgy anime. I do think it is just a rom-com. on, which is kind of sucky. So I don't know how they're going to justify the fact that he's imagining killing a lot of his classmates in his head, but we're going to have to see. That is another one for the romance tidal wave that is coming our way. The next one, yes, you've guessed it, is a romance. However, it's also a manhwa, and I have made it my mission to watch all manhwas coming out in anime form. Very excited that Tower of God is getting a second season. That was perhaps the only passable one out of the 3 we've had so far. This is our 4th manhwa to be made. This is the reason why Relina ended up in the Duke's mansion. It's a bit of an odd one. A girl who ends up dying, being isekai'd, yeah, it's an isekai, into a novel. She finds out that her character is actually destined to be killed by her fiance. So she's going to end up murdered. Very similar to villainess style type thing, but she's actually the main character. To avoid getting murdered, she decides to fake a marriage to somebody even more powerful. If I marry this guy, maybe I'll be saved. Maybe that will put the other guy off. However, she ends up falling quite hard for this guy, but it is just a marriage of convenience, a fake marriage. All of that ensuing how they're going to end up maybe loving each other, if he loves her. From what I can tell from this picture, I believe the guy trying to kill her is the guy giving her the side eye. He's looking at her, nobody else is, and the guy in the middle is obviously the fake. They do look very similar. I wouldn't be shocked if they are actually related in some way or shape or form. It's interesting to me. I'm going to give it a watch. It's a manhwa. I want to see how manhwa is being adapted into the anime form, and I can't wait to see this one in particular play out. Next one is not a romance, I promise. Dead Mount Death Play. This is the 10th on Monday. Lots and lots of death coming to your eyes. There is a legendary showdown between the corpse god necromancer, and he faces off against a legendary hero. However, at the end of their fight, corpse god necromancer, that is a mouthful, he uses reincarnation magic, and a boy in the universe ends up waking not quite himself. So whether he's the corpse god necromancer, I hate that word now, that could be interesting to see how that goes. I'm told this one can be quite brutal. Can't wait. I think we need some brutality to even out the amount of lovey-dovey sickness that is coming our way. I love romance, but there's a point when it gets a little bit too sweet for me, and I feel like I'm going to lose a tooth or two during this season. Next up, I'm actually quite excited for this one. This is My Home Hero. This comes out on the 2nd on a Sunday. Somebody already beat me to this by putting the I Will Find You and I Will Kill You Liam Neeson next door to him. I don't know if this is actually that show animated. Let me give you the rundown and you can tell me if you think it is taken. Salaryman, he's married and he has a daughter. His daughter is in uni, so he's living the dream. He's basically what we all want to achieve, but we're all nerds and we're probably not going to achieve it. Daughter is apparently a bit rebellious, and then one day she gets beaten up. It just says beaten. It doesn't actually give me any information. So whether she gets stolen or kidnapped, don't know. He begins his journey into a very dangerous world. He decides to protect his family, and it's going to be a very dangerous one. Hopefully a bit of action-packed going on. It does feel like the plot to Taken. He even looks a little bit like Liam Neeson. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't be, but definitely should prove an interesting watch aside all of the sea of romance trying to drag us all in. Next up is a romance. Romance by default. I think the romance element isn't the forefront it's pushing. This is coming out on the 10th, the Monday. This is Insomniac's After School. It's actually quite hyped. Animation looks really, really nice and slick on this. I'm looking forward to it. Looks like a bit of a budget has gone into it. We have a boy and a girl who are both insomniacs. They end up at the school's abandoned observatory because, yes, every single school has an abandoned observatory. Very, very lucky. They end up sharing their secrets and trying to catch up on their sleep, and thus school life begins, and that is where the plot is. It looks very pretty. There's a lot of really nice animation going on. I think it's also going to have the Call of the Night type vibe to it, where it's a lot of stars, a lot of scenery, hopefully similar vibe, but maybe without the vampire thing going on. Very excited for that one. The next one is not a romance, but it could have romance elements in it, but it's not the forefront. Releasing on the 9th, the Sunday, is Blue Orchestra. If you know me or you've been around the channel long enough, you know I have a weakness for musical anime. I absolutely loved the White Note, Mashiro one. That needs a second season. I need that to have a second season. I still dream about that OP. Violin prodigy, he ends up deciding, this is my final year, I'm going to quit. I'm done. I've had enough. I can't do it. I'm not getting anywhere. However, one of his classmates comes to him after he has quit and says, have you heard about this very prestigious school which has a prestigious orchestra? Tells him about auditions or something to get into this school. Hope, a flame within him is born that he might be able to take music somewhere anyway. Can he get into this religious school? Is he able to find his love for music again? If the show has good music and he's a violinist, I'm cool, I'm there. You won't have to do very much. If it was a pianist, I'm even more there because I absolutely love piano, cello, and violin. Those are my favourite instruments. Church organ technically still counts in the piano family. The next show is Too Cute Crisis. This is airing on Friday the 7th. Cats and an alien girl. What more could you really ask for? She arrives to destroy all humans. Literally, her plan is to wipe out Earth. However, before she wipes out Earth, she decides to go sightseeing around Japan, ends up visiting a cat cafe. Lo and behold, as with all cats, they end up stealing your heart, and that's it. You are suckered in to be their servants forever and ever. She ends up falling for the cats, and now she is going to find it very difficult to destroy the Earth because cats really are just godly. My cat decided to thump me in the face this morning, so I would probably argue that not quite godly. It really hurt because she wanted breakfast. Her breakfast is at 6. She woke me up at 4. I'm not going to be taking this kind of abuse. It's not healthy. That anime should prove happy, fun. It's not really a romance anime, so we are safe again. The next anime, however, is a romance, but it's not romance in the forefront. It's slice of life. Skip and Loafer, coming out on April 4th, Tuesday. We have a child prodigy. She ends up moving into Tokyo from the country, so she's a country bumpkin. She sucks socially because I guess there's not many people to socialize with in the country, and she makes a very bad introduction for herself in front of the whole class. Now, she ends up meeting a group of people, and one of the guys is quite popular. Can she make friends? Can she start doing very good at the social thing? Gonna be fun. Apparently, peak slice of life. I would like to know what that means as a slice of life lover, so I will give it a shot. I enjoy slice of life. A few people don't because it's quite slow. Sometimes I just need something slow to chill out with. There have been some very good slice of lives out there. They end up being animated really, really nicely. It's like they really do put their budget in because they're not spending their money on action or fight scenes. They're actually spending their money on making things look beautiful. Chef kiss. Next up, we have Heavenly Delusion coming out again on April the 1st, a Saturday. Not looking forward to my Saturdays, but thankfully I have no breakdowns on Saturdays. Robots now raising human kids in a hellscape world that is full of supernatural beings. Tokyo is apocalyptic. MC decides that I want to cross apocalyptic Tokyo and find heaven. Does heaven even exist? Is it a dream? This show has a potential to be very meta, but it also looks very dark. I like apocalyptic shows. It's probably why I enjoy Mad Max type situations where the world's been destroyed, dystopia type thing. I love that. We will have to see how this one goes because animation style kind of throws me a little bit, but I'm not going to judge because I've learnt my lesson when it comes to judging via animation style. Not going to let it bother me because if it sounds good, it looks good, it has a great story, and it carries off some good character arcs, fine. The last one I have saved till last because this is the one I'm really excited for. I am hyped, but actually I'm not going to be able to give you guys a lot of details because they've done that on purpose. Airing on the 11th on Tuesday, it is a hyped show without having any information really freely available to the public. It is The Marginal Service. I'm just going to put some pictures up here for you guys to get confused, equally as confused by me. Now, the advertising. These guys know what they're doing. I don't know what this show is about, but I need this show. Naked. Lots of naked anime characters. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. There is a girl in there too for the boys. Naked guys, so you have my interest, of course. Very big cast for voice actors. Here is a picture of them doing the lineup with the voice actors who are not nude. In the middle, you've got Gojo Satoru's voice actor. He's a big voice actor. I think people are really going to like it. On the end, the boy who is literally stalking me every single anime show, he is there. Shigaraki's voice actor, Legato Summer voice actor, right here, following me around. He is Papa Ray. I love Ray. Ray is amazing. He's following me. He's also in this show. The voice acting cast on this is big. There's a lot of fan servicey type ads, but I think they've done this on purpose. I have no idea what this show is about. I've got no plot to give you guys. I could go read the manga. I'm not going to. I actually love the fact I know nothing about it. What is this show really going to be about? Aside the nakedness and then the people wearing all of these uniforms, they look like they're part of the public service sector, whether it is medics, whether it is road service. I don't know if we're just going to see hot guys digging up a road. I'm chill with that, I guess. Gonna be fun. This is the show I'm really excited about because I have no tags. They've given me nothing to work with, but everybody's getting really hyped because of the way they've done their advertising campaign. And I can't blame them because I am intrigued. Colour me completely intrigued for what this show is about. I can't wait to watch it. There's also this squirrel type character who looks rabid in the pictures. Don't know what that's about. award for best mascot / pet is going to be open, so maybe he can get into that slot. Let's now move into what most of us are here for. What is Becca breaking down on her channel next season? Most of you guys already know Vinland Saga Season 2 is continuing. That will be on a Monday. We're going to continue the journey. Farmland Saga section is nearly done. We're starting to move now. Episode 11 gave us a lot more of a plot starting to appear. Canute is making moves socially, politically. I think Catilla's time as a landowner, a slave owner, is about to come to an end. Canute isn't playing around. He's not doing things by halves. We're going to continue the journey following Thorfinn and Einar. Somebody showed me the hippo Einar from the manga. I lost it. That was hilarious. That's staying on the channel on a Monday. Returning to the show, I can't wait because you guys were amazing. I even gave you the OVA. On the 6th, it is airing on Thursdays. However, because of the clashes, Friday is going to be the channel date. Dr. Stone Season 3. We are back. My boy is back. I'm excited. OVA came out. I released it with you guys and then we just speculated about what was going to go on. Still have no idea what even caused everybody to turn to stone 2,000 years ago. I have no idea. Can't wait to see where we're going. It's going to be interesting to see how the show continues because Tsukasa is no more. How the show rolls on without having that villain. It looks like we're going to be boating across to America. I would imagine a boat journey to America, even if their boat has got a motor or something, it's going to take a very long time. So we're going to have to see where we end up. Can't wait to see the shenanigans continue. But of course, it's a return to the channel. I broke down Season 2. Hopefully Dr. Stone fans are out there and you guys are going to come back and we're going to have some fun. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Next, and this one is technically the only one not airing in April. Golden Kamui Season 4 is continuing May 8th. It's back, guys. It's continuing. It airs sadly on a Monday, but I will be kicking it to Tuesday because Vinland Saga has that slot. I cannot do 2 videos in one night. It's too much for me. So you're going to get it on Tuesday. Episode 7 coming out back on the 8th. Love so much. It's on my top 10 anime of all time. I love the show. I love the characters. I love the comedy. I love the dark aspects. I love it. I can't wait to see how we're going to end Season 4. I have a feeling we're only really going to get one more season out of the show anyway. It feels like we're now finally into the climax. Where are we going to go? How is it going to turn out? The guy on the poster hasn't even been introduced to us yet. This is a show that had a huge delay. It ended up losing a key piece of the team. They ended up taking a break. They were unable to get any other airing slots aside May. We're going to have the 6 episodes running through in May. Take us to the end of the season, which is quite nice. I know that my boy Ogata isn't really going to be in the show much anymore. He's gone. But it's a show that allowed me to enjoy his voice. And I don't think Kenjiro Suda's really in anything coming up, which is quite sad. But I've got plenty of shows to look forward to, especially the last one, Ancient Magus Bride Season 2. This is the 6th. That is taking the Thursday slot away from Dr. Stone because I love Ancient Magus Bride. I watched the first season in my own time. I never broke it down on a channel or anything. It's set in the UK. If you want to have someone from the UK break it down, Moriarty style, I will go through this and tell you where I've been, give you some information on the laws. If you don't know what Ancient Magus Bride is, folklore of the UK. We've got Chisei, and she ends up sold into slavery. A lot of shows dealing with this slavery aspect. She is brought up by Elias, and Elias is absolutely amazing. I love him. It ends up with her living with him, developing her powers. End of movie. Make sure you've seen the movie first, because I believe the movie actually comes for Season 2. I have recently watched it. It has the issue of her arm now, but in this season, it looks like she's been enrolled into the school that she's been trying to get into. This show looks amazing. This show sounds amazing. This show's voice acting is great. Of course, my stalker Shigaraki is back as Ruth the dog. Ruth is great. I absolutely love Ruth. The way that he just shovels food into his face. All of these shows are actually sequels. There is not a single breakdown on the channel that is a original show. This does make me very nervous because it does rely on you guys having watched these shows. Hopefully the Golden Kamuy guys will come back. That I can rely on those guys. I know I can. Dr. Stone guys, you were pretty active. Vinland Saga guys seem to be having a little bit of a snooze. Ancient Magus Bride is the only one I've not broken down on the channel before, but I know it's a really loved anime. It will be interesting to see you guys come back. I'm a little bit nervous of my choices. I don't really like having only sequels on the channel because I know that my watch rate right now is up, and that's because I had a lot of new shows airing. Worried that the next 3 months are gonna ruin any of that momentum that we've got as a channel. The only one that I'm considering shelving from breaking down is Dr. Stone, but it will depend on how many people tune in. Thank you guys so much. I am very excited for for the next season. I can't wait to see you guys in breakdowns. It does mean in a week's time, I now have to be brave, commit, and give you guys my top 3. I've got 9 anime awards to give out. I can't wait. They are fun. What I also plan to do is take a note of my top 3 every single season, Becca's top 3 anime of the year at the end of the anime year. I'm going to be nervous about doing it because all based on me. Before you go into that video when it airs, guns blazing, are ready to attack me because I like different shows from you. Please bear in mind, this is all my opinion. These are the shows that have really meant something to me, made an impact, really enjoyed for different reasons. They may not even be the top anime in the MAL rankings. They don't have to be. If you are open-minded and you are curious to what I have chosen, please make sure you tune into that next week. Thank you guys so much. I really can't wait to approach a new season with you. Take care. Bye-bye.